Hi, this is Sweet June coming back at you with another interesting video topic. I want to talk about, in light of everything that's going on in the media, not on here to gossip, um, about these certain celebrities that are on the verge of divorce or, dealing with cheating spouses. You guys probably know who I'm talking about. And it's the main one that's in the news right now that people can't seem to stop talking about. Um, so I had this topic on my list for quite a while, but I thought this is a good time to talk about it and to address it. So with that, about a lot of that being in the media right now, is a good question um, is it okay to forgive a cheating spouse? That's my question. Um, the Bible, I'm going to actually tell you what the Bible says. Um, the Bible, when two people get married, and the Bible does not permit divorce. God does not permit divorce because He realized that there was a lot of people in biblical days. They was just divorcing people because they was just getting tired of men was getting tired of their wives or whatever, and they wanted another woman, and they was just divorcing. He realized they were divorcing for any reason. So the only way that He said that it was permittable for the Bible for people to get a divorce is if in event of adultery. So the only scriptural grounds that you have for divorce is in case of adultery. Now, if you get a divorce on unscriptural grounds, like your mate, you just getting tired of your mate just getting on your nerves or whatever, or you done found somebody else out there and you don't want this person anymore, and you get a divorce. Well, they say that if you get a divorce from your mate and then you go marry somebody else, you're committing adultery. You don't have scriptural grounds to get a divorce. So the only scriptural grounds to get a divorce is um, adultery. Um, so if you are not committing adultery, then you're getting an unscriptural divorce. However, there's a however in there. If you're married and your mate is having an affair, if your mate is cheating, they're having an affair, the presumption the presumption is that you should just instantly divorce that person because they're having an affair. However, the Bible says that you can divorce. It didn't say that you had to. It just says that you can divorce. If in event of adultery, it just says that you can divorce. But Jehovah God never said anything about you had to divorce. He didn't say you had to. He just said you could. You got scriptural grounds. If your mate is having an affair, is cheating on you, then you have scriptural grounds to get a divorce if you just can't get past it. But God hates a divorcing. The Bible says that God hates a divorcing, and He would prefer that you stay married because He hates divorcing. If you can, the Bible also talks about. We all know that the Bible talks about forgiveness. So He would prefer that if you can forgive your mate and get past it and then proceed on to stay in the marriage. That's actually what He would prefer because He hates divorcing. But if you just simply can't get past it and your trust is ruined, because that messes up your trust after your mate does something like that, and you just can't get over it, you just can't seem to trust this person again, then you do have scriptural grounds to get a divorce. But the presumption is that when people have a mate that's committing adultery, the presumption is that they should just up and divorce them and move on. That's what everybody presumes. And particularly if it's a woman I would say particularly if it's a woman, a married woman, and her husband is having an affair, people instantly snap to judgment and say she needs to get a divorce. And if that woman doesn't divorce her husband, then she's judged. Well, she's stupid for staying with him, and all this and that and other. Women are really scrutinized for being in a marriage with a cheating spouse. They're more scrutinized than men are, you know, because the presumption is that if the man is having an affair, that she should just up and divorce him. But really, when it comes down to it, marriage is between three people: God, the man, and the woman. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So at the end of the day, it's that woman's decision if she wants to divorce her husband or she wants to forgive her husband and work it out and proceed on with the marriage. And some women choose to stay in the marriage for whatever reasons. They have their own reasons. For each individual woman that's going through that situation, they know what their limit is, you know? And some women choose to stay. At the end of the day, that's their choice. But my question is it okay to forgive a cheating spouse? And that's the question that I want you guys to answer in the comment section. Is it okay? Do you think it's okay to forgive a cheating spouse? What are your thoughts on that? According to God, the Bible, he says yes, it is okay. Scripturally, it is okay to forgive a cheating spouse. Bible says God hates a divorcing. So although you do have scriptural grounds to divorce, he would prefer that you forgive your spouse and go on with the marriage. That's what God prefers. In his eyesight, it's okay for you to stay with someone that has been cheating, a cheating spouse. In his eyes, spiritually, biblically, it's okay. So, but at the same time, it depends on the situation. It depends on the individual person. I've never been married, so I can't say what I would do in a situation like that, and I'm not going to say what I would do in a situation like that. Um, I've never been married. I know I've been in relationships where men have cheated on me, and I know that when I was in relationships, it wasn't a good feeling, you know. So I can only imagine being married and being in that situation. I done took vows with this person. He done took vows with me. So I can only imagine how painful it would be in a marriage. I think a lot of factors are involved there. I think it depends on how much you love your mate, how much you love them, um, how much you want to, if you really want to be in, you want to stay in a marriage, you really don't want to get a divorce, you really want to work things out. It depends on the severity of the situation. Um, was this just a fly by night thing where he just had an affair? It was a one time isolated incident, and it didn't happen again, or is it a situation to where he's having an ongoing relationship? Because there's different situations with that. But sometimes the man is having an ongoing relationship with this other woman while he's married to you. So he got you at home, and then he got her on the side. And it's an ongoing relationship type situation. So it's like they stabbing you in your heart over and over and over and over. If you're a wife and you know this is going on. Whereas in some cases the man has a slip and he goes out there and messes with somebody. He had a temporary moment of weakness, but it was a one-time thing. In a situation like that, that's forgivable. You can possibly get past that. It would be very difficult, but you can possibly get past it. But in a situation to where the man has an ongoing relationship with the other woman, and particularly if there's feelings involved, that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game if that man is actually in love with that woman and he has an ongoing relationship with this other woman, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. Because then you got to think about her. You know, you got women out there that they don't care. You have women out there, they don't care if they're breaking up your home. Some women are cutthroat and cold-hearted. All they can't see past what they want. They can't see past what they want. If they want that man, they can't see past it, and they don't really care about your feelings being the wife. And particularly if they're not a Christian, they're not trying to live their life according to Bible principles, they out here in the world, they really don't care. They have no conscience. You got some women out here that they have no conscience. When it comes to being with a married man, they don't have any conscience. They don't care. They would actually prefer to see you out of the picture. They want to see you out of the picture, and they want your husband to be with him. They want him to divorce you, the wife, and come and marry them. But what they don't realize is that he can turn around and do the same thing on to them. You reap what you sow. But see, they're not looking at that. They can't see past what they want. They done develop feelings for the man and all this kind of stuff. It ain't no telling what your husband then told this other woman. He could have told her anything. He could have told her anything about you. You know, he could have said all kind of stuff about you to this other woman. He might have not have painted a pretty picture. Those type of guys are the worst ones of all. Those kind of husbands are the worst ones of all. That will trash the wife to the mistress. Those are the worst ones of all. But some guys do that and they don't care, you know. And so the other woman has a bad perception of the wife already. And being off rip, and she doesn't care if she has feelings for that man. She doesn't care how the wife feels. She has no, you got some women out here that have absolutely no respect for the sanctity of marriage. They have no respect for it at all. And you got some women out here that, actually, believe it or not, there's some women out here that actually like to have affairs with married guys because they don't want that emotional attachment. They don't want some guy that's going to want to pursue a relationship with them. They kind of just want to have a good time and keep it moving with no emotional strings attached. Believe it or not, there's women out there like that. They want you to go back home to your wife, you know. They just want to have a good time and keep it moving. But there's women out here that get emotionally invested in the married guy. They get emotionally invested. And if they're not trying to be no Christian or trying to serve God or whatever, they don't care about hurting you, the wife. They don't care. They want you out of the picture. And so they don't have a problem with breaking up your home. Those are the worst women of all. Those are the worst mistresses of all. Or as they want to call side pieces or whatever. Those are the worst ones of all. They don't care. So it depends on the situation. If he's having an ongoing affair with this woman, there's feelings involved or whatever, you got to see what your limit is and how much you can take as a wife. You know, can you emotionally deal with that? If you can't and you get to the end of your rope, you got to let it go. You know? But if it's an isolated incident, you might be able to get past it. It depends on the situation. Sometimes the woman is cheating, you know? So, I mean, you gotta know what your limits are as a spouse. So that's the question I want you guys to answer in the comments section. Is it okay to forgive a cheating spouse in light of everything that's going on right now in the media? Is it okay? Let me know what your thoughts are. Like and subscribe. Got some more interesting video topics coming up. Just leave there.